Imagine waking up in a dungeon, blood on the floor, your team dead, already gone. That's how Sung Jin-Woo's story begins. Not with power, not with glory, but with betrayal. He was weak, disposable, just another hunter nobody respected. But he didn't beg, he didn't scream, he chose. And that choice changed everything. Because here's the truth most people can't handle. Most people lose because they're too scared to face the truth. They wait for help, for fairness, for comfort. Jin-Woo didn't wait. He faced the pain. He embraced the suffering. And that's why he didn't just survive. He leveled past everyone. Today, we're breaking down the 4 brutal truths Jin-Woo learned. The same truths most people run from. But if you're brave enough to accept them, they'll give you an unfair advantage in life. Here's the truth that breaks most people. No one's coming. No mentor, no miracle, no last-minute lifeline. And the moment you realize that, it either destroys you or it unlocks everything. Most people live like they're in a waiting room, waiting for motivation to hit, waiting for someone to believe in them, waiting for life to finally get easier, waiting like your life's on back order. Spoiler, Amazon Prime can't deliver purpose in 2 days. That moment never comes. And deep down, you know that. It's why you feel stuck. Why you keep saying, next week, why your goals are still sitting in some dusty Google Doc, because somewhere inside, you're still hoping someone will show up and rescue you from yourself. This mindset has a name. Psychologists call it learned helplessness, a theory by Dr. Martin Seligman. When someone experiences enough setbacks they can't control, they stop trying, even when escape is possible. They believe they're powerless, so they wait, and slowly they rot. But here's the twist. According to self-determination theory, Deci and Ryan, when you choose to take ownership of your life, your actions, your habits, your mindset, your motivation spikes, your mental clarity sharpens, your self-respect explodes. Ownership isn't a burden, it's freedom. Let's go back to episode 1 of Solo Leveling. Jin-Woo's at rock bottom, barely considered a real hunter, weak, underpaid, mocked, forgotten. Then the double dungeon happens. His squad's wiped out, his legs crushed, blood's pooling on the floor, and the people he trusted, they ran. But Jin-Woo doesn't crawl toward the exit. He doesn't cry for help. He chooses to stand. And in that moment, when he accepts death, but still chooses to act, the system activates. Not before, not when he begged, only when he took full responsibility for his fate. Ever been in a spiral? You flunk a test, miss a deadline, lose your job, and suddenly you're on the phone, doom scrolling, half hoping someone will call and fix it all. Spoiler, that call isn't coming, unless it's your mom asking you if you've eaten, but no one calls because they can't. And here's the flip. That's liberating, because when no one's coming, you stop waiting and you start moving. The world doesn't care about your excuses, but it will respect your evolution. Here's what you do today. Say this out loud. It's my fault, and that's a good thing, because if it's your fault, it means you have the power to fix it. Grab a journal and write this one question. Where am I still waiting to be saved? Then burn the script and rewrite it. No one's coming to rescue you, but if you choose to rise, you'll never need rescuing again. Pain is not punishment. It's the universe sending patch notes. You're just ignoring the update. Most people treat pain like a stop sign. They flinch, they quit, then wonder why nothing changes. But here's the plot twist. Every moment that hurt was a data point. Enter stress inoculation theory. Donald Meichenbaum. He proved the more discomfort you face intentionally, the stronger you get. It's like training your nervous system to stop crying wolf. Your brain's like, this again? Meanwhile, your soul's just trying to install the latest firmware. And Stoic legend Seneca said it best. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. This ain't just philosophy. That's a programming manual. Remember when Jin-Woo fought Igris? He's terrified. Every blow feels like a death sentence, but he doesn't run. He studies, he adapts, and the moment he finally lands that hit, you realize this isn't just a fight, it's his graduation exam. Ever try to deadlift your own body weight? First attempt feels like your spine's filing a complaint. Second attempt, slightly less death. That's adaptation. Pain didn't say, "You suck." It said, "We're recalibrating." You don't need less pain. You need better interpretation. Don't flinch. Take notes. This week, every time something stings, emotionally or physically, write it down. What's this pain teaching me? Boom, feedback loop activated. Pain isn't the enemy, it's the sensei. The world doesn't reward effort, it rewards impact. You can cry about fairness all day, but no one's handing out trophies for how hard you tried, only for what you built. You've been conditioned to expect applause for trying, to think that doing your best should be enough. But here's the brutal truth. Life is indifferent. You can work 80 hours a week, pour your heart into something, and still get ignored. It's unfair. It stings, but it's also the best gift you'll ever get. Because once you realize the world doesn't care about your effort, you stop performing and you start producing. This is what stoic detachment is all about. Epictetus said, "Don't hope that events will turn out the way you want. Welcome events in whichever way they happen." Translation, detach from the result, but own the outcome. This aligns with Angela Duckworth's grit theory. The most successful people don't rely on fairness. They rely on relentless pursuit of outcomes. Not vibes, not potential, just cold, terrifying efficiency. Like if Excel spreadsheets went to the gym. They get emotionally indifferent, but strategically obsessed. Remember when Jin-Woo soloed the A-rank dungeon while everyone else was doubting his rank? No backup, no fanfare, just silence. A black hoodie and a look that said, "Stay out of my way." He walks in alone, and what follows isn't a fight. It's a reputation shift. He clears the entire dungeon by himself, brutally, effortlessly. And when the others finally arrive, expecting to clean up, all they see are corpses and one man standing, unfazed. That's when the room flips. The pity, gone. The laughter, muted. Now they're scared. And you realize he didn't argue for respect. He forced the world to give it through results, not pleas. Ever been overlooked at work or school? You show up, you try hard, but someone louder or more connected gets the credit. It sucks. But here's the shift. Fairness is a myth. Results are reality. So stop waiting for people to see your value. Show them, not with arguments, but with outcomes. You don't need to be the most liked or the most deserving. You just need to be the one who delivers. Because in a world obsessed with noise, results are louder than excuses. This week, stop tracking effort. Track outcomes. Don't ask, "Did I work hard today?" Ask, "What did I produce?" Keep a results journal. Focus only on moves that move the needle. Because fair or not, they only respect results. Fair doesn't win. Final form does. Everyone wants to evolve, but almost no one wants to let go of who they are. And that's why they stay stuck. Because here's the final truth. Your future self demands a funeral. The version of you who gets the life you want can't be built on the identity you're clinging to. You say you want change, to level up, reinvent, grow, but you keep trying to bring your old habits with you, your old coping mechanisms, your comfort zone. It's like trying to install a new OS on a glitchy phone without wiping the old one. And yeah, you're still trying to run iOS 17 on a Nokia flip phone mindset, then wondering why it crashes every time you try to start over. In psychology, Carl Jung called this individuation, the painful, necessary journey of killing the false self to become whole. In simpler terms, you must let parts of yourself die. The insecure version, the passive one, the one that scrolls instead of strikes. Because as long as they live, they'll sabotage the person you're trying to become. Let's talk about the shadow clone fight. Jin-Woo steps into the trial, and the system doesn't throw a monster at him, it throws him, a perfect copy. Same skills, same stats, same face. It's not just a boss fight, it's a spiritual execution. Because this isn't about swords, it's about identity. To evolve, he has to do the one thing most people never dare: kill the version of himself that's holding him back. And when he lands that final blow, he's not just bleeding, he's reborn. No applause, no audience, just one man, breathing heavy, standing in the silence of his own transformation. Ever start a fitness plan or a business or a new habit and deep down still identify as the person who gives up easily? That voice, it'll find a way to pull you back. You'll sabotage your own progress because part of you still believes you're not that person. You don't need more motivation. You need to kill the version of you that was never built for where you're going. Growth is violent, not physically, but psychologically, because it means dismantling the identity that kept you safe, but small. The greatest transformations aren't upgrades, they're rebirths. Ask yourself this: what part of me needs to die for the next version to live? Be ruthless. Name the habits, the beliefs, the labels, even the ones that sound deep, like, I'm just a night owl, or I need chaos to thrive. Nah, you need discipline. And 8 hours of sleep, king, then let them burn. Write them down, cross them out, and start acting like the person who's already replaced them. The future you can't emerge until the old you is gone. Sung Jin-Woo didn't rise because he was chosen. He rose because he chose to stop waiting, to stop numbing, to stop playing fair, to stop clinging to who he used to be. He faced the truths most people spend their whole lives running from, and in doing so, he became someone no one could ignore. No one is coming. Pain is feedback. Solitude is power. Fairness is irrelevant. And identity is a choice. These aren't just anime themes. They're weapons, if you're willing to wield them. Just maybe don't swing them at your coworkers. HR is not ready for that kind of leveling. So, now the question isn't, can I become stronger? The real question is, will you bury who you were to become who you need to be? Because the moment you do, you don't just survive, you outgrow everyone.